Guys, I wanted to go live and talk about Lady Gaga because I'm in a little Gaga excitement mode for the Chromatica Ball. Um, what's the name? Show to be on HBO on Saturday. Yeah, wait, so it'll be Saturday morning, but I think I have to work. Saturday. So, but I'm off on my last day is like my Fridays or Sundays. So I think I'm going to watch it on Sunday night and like enjoy it. I don't know. I might like play it at work or whatever because I have HBO Max on my phone. We'll see how well the battery drains. But one thing I did notice was, well, everybody kind of noticed that the lady was like slashed away from the Gaga, the name. And I feel like that, and I think they said that was in the Joker preview also. And I kind of feel like that's kind of like her kind of growing up or like slightly changing the narrative, maybe. Quote unquote growing up, even though she's like, what, almost 40? Um, but also, I feel like her growing up and like taking care of herself was also sort of like reflected in this tour because like there weren't a whole lot of, I said this before, but I'm just gonna say a bunch of random shit, a bunch of random stuff, and leave a comment. Let me turn on the comments or whatever. Leave a comment below if you agree or if you want to talk about something or whatever. But I feel like her growing like there weren't a whole bunch of like wig changes for this tour. There weren't like a whole bunch of on stage costume changes on this tour like she has done in the past. Uh, so yeah, I feel like that the name change or the shortening the name is kind of like a reflection of her like growing up, quote unquote, in a sense. That's how I felt. But I'm really excited to see. Oh my gosh, where did I see those pictures at? I cannot bring up Twitter because I don't know what's gonna pop up on Twitter. But I saw some pictures and I was like, these are like gorgeous pictures. The like I honestly like my favorite part of the show, my favorite part that I'm really most excited to see is Free Woman because it's like the robe of it all, the headpiece. Does she wear the headpiece at that point? Because I feel like the headpiece was like later on ish in the tour, but the robe of it all, the headpiece of it all. What really cracked me up. What really cracked me up was finding out that, not finding it out, but like her doing the vocal like church runs at the end of Babylon. I was just like, who asked her to do these like church gospel runs? It's funny, but it's a good like little attempt. It's a good attempt. But anyways, Lady Gaga really is one of my favorite artists and one of my favorite vocalists. I feel like she doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't get the accolades for her vocal talent, but she's a really incredible vocalist. And like I've said this before, like she's like such a there's something so soulful about her voice. Not something, but her voice is very soulful and it's very quote unquote African American, black, whatever. And it's so fascinating to me, like how she has like these deep rasp, or not deep, just this crazy raspy voice, but when she sings, it's so like powerful and it's belty and it her voice is really incredible. I was looking at two things really quick. I was looking at the tour like information, and at that the head of Live Nation was talking about how the tour was already halfway sold out, and he was like, the only thing is that we don't have time to like add more dates of her. I guess she had did that resident. That's freaking jazz and piano shit. Like I don't understand that. I really don't. Like I get it, but I'm just like, come on. But I guess right before this, she was doing jazz and piano. Uh, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. Right before the tour, she was doing jazz and piano. And I guess that was kind of conflicting. But then also, really, what was really the big conflicting thing was that she was doing, what's it called? The Joker movie after this tour. So I was just like, oh, that's why there weren't a whole lot more dates. And yeah, which I find very interesting and very fascinating. Like, would there have been more dates if the Joker movie wasn't? And then there was like a whole lot of like double dates. It was just like one and done and bounced off to the next city for like 3, 4, 7 days. Those stadium tours are so interesting. I was looking at the SWV and Escape Show tour dates, and they're in a new city every day for like a month. And I'm like, those tour days are wild. But anyways, what else do I want to say about Lady Gaga? Um, Besides, I'm just like really excited. I'm really excited for Replay. I'm really excited for Born This Way. I'm really excited for. I wonder if she's like cutting anything. I don't know how long. I think it said it was like 2 hours, but I'm not sure how long. I guess we're not getting any like behind the scenes stuff. Excuse me, intertwined, which I'm not that mad about. I don't think that's really been her thing to do, but everybody loves a little behind the scenes stuff. Also, I was looking at like I guess the amount of like rehearsal time was like a short amount of time. Let me know if I'm correct on that, because it was like the tweets that I was reading, they were like, you got like a month for rehearsal. Also, I was reading something way back in time, like a couple years ago or whatever, and they were saying how the tour videos and pretty much the creation of the tour was like in this little city, this little like rank-a-dank city, I guess they call it, in England. I forget the name of the city. And they were like really shocked and surprised that she was there. She was like creating the tour and stuff and the videos and stuff, which was funny. But yeah, I'm just talking like a randomness at this point. I was looking at somebody's tweet came about, and they were like, "What are your favorite Lady Gaga deep cuts?" And so let's just go. I'm gonna go through these on mine. I guess Monster would be a deep cut, but no. My favorite deep cut off of what is this album called? The Fame is definitely Dance in the Dark. Absolutely. I kind of like The Fame also too. I think I would say The Fame too. I don't know the all the same. I still get the vibe from The Fame. Okay, so Born This Way. My favorite deep cut off of Born This Way would definitely be Black Jesus Amen Fashion. Even though I feel like she sang a lot of these songs, like Hair, but then I feel like Shiza. I don't think Shiza was a single, but like Marry the Night is definitely like my favorite song ever. I would also maybe say Fashion of His Love, Electric Chapel too. Art Pop. Honestly, I was reading. I kind of feel like Art Pop, all of Art Pop could be a because I'm like, there was like 3 singles, 2 singles, 3 like official singles, like a video singles. There was like 2, yeah, there was like 2 video singles, which was so weird. That was so weird coming off of Born This Way with like 800 videos and shit. Like that was so weird to experience in like real time. And then reading, like I don't remember specifically being in tune. I think I really became a fan actually on Chromatica. It was when I like realized, oh, I'm really like a fan of this lady. Like I really like her and her voice and her music and the sounds and the visuals. Like I really like the music videos, the performances. Like, oh, like I'm a little low key, a little monster. So at this point, I was just like not really paying attention during art pop in terms of like the next singles and stuff. But apparently, Venus was supposed to be a single that didn't happen. The Do What You Want. I remember the Do What You Want video controversy being scrapped, which was like, what is going on? That was very confusing. Art pop also could be a deep cut, to be honest. But my favorite deep cut I would say is Donatella. I love Donatella. Applause is always, I would say, applause also. But anything off of here could be like a deep cut because there were only like 3 singles. Um, skip that. Joanne, I went straight to, where'd it go? Sinner's Prayer. I remember rewatching Sinner's Prayer, the live performance when she was doing the dive bar. It's so funny. I can recollect so many things. I'm like, no, I don't think I was a fan. When she was doing the dive bar tours, she sang Sinner's Prayer, and for some reason that performance just like went all through my body, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is such an amazing song." Um, what other song? John Wayne was a thingy, right? It was a single. Honestly, she had something to prove on this version of Joanne right here. I was just like, oh my God. I was listening to this the other day. I was just like, my God, today. My God, today. Like, Homegirl is just killing it on this Where Do You Think You're Going version. The work tape of Angel Down probably could be a deep cut also. Greasy Girls was really good. Hey Girl is really good. Come to Mama is cute. Eh, whatever. Um, I love all these songs off of this A Star Is Born. And what I did not know, okay, so I thought A Star Is Born was after Joanne. Well, no, it is after Joanne, but I thought the production of it was after um the tour, the Joanne tour. But it was before the Joanne tour, which I was like, wait, what? So she went and wait. And that's what, okay, so Joanne is kind of when I kind of checked in and out because it was the Super Bowl, and then eventually the documentary came out, and then it was like the diagnosis of the whatever, myalgia. And then it was like the Oscars. It was I think a little bit before then it was American Horror Stories, which I wasn't that into or excited to watch her about watch. Um and then it was like Diane Warren and that Till It Happens to You song, and then like the rape, the sexual assault or whatever. And it was just like it was a lot, and I was just like in and out. I think I was like trying to become an adult at that time. And so I was just like putting a lot of stuff on the back burner. That like Beyonce too, like that from the Lemonade era and Joanna era are pretty much the same time. And both of those albums are like kind of fuzzy to me and so, about certain things, or like the tour especially. Like I went back years later and watched the Joanne tour and was like, vocally, the Joanne tour was like her best tour. Like, wow. It was a lot of color. It was a lot of like, whoa, explosion and interesting arrangements of songs. But besides that, vocally, the Joanne tour to me is like her best tour vocally. But I did not, like I said, I did not know that it was after the production of the movie was after the tour or before the tour, which sounds so crazy because, um, okay, so those Zane Lowe interviews are so effing annoying. Like he's such an, it might be the accent really for me, but he is such an annoying. He's like an over talker, and it's like this. And when you're interviewing somebody, I feel like you want them to talk, and then you just bounce off. But I feel like with him being the interview, he's like, "This is my show, and I'm gonna conduct this show straight ahead, how I want to talk, or I want to talk about what I want to talk about." But it's like, no, you have Lady Gaga in front of you. Let her talk about what she wants to talk about. But anyways, on that Joanne one, the interview about Joanne, she was like, "Yeah, I stopped smoking because Tony told me to stop smoking, and I was like, I gotta stop smoking because I have this incredible album I need to go sing." And then skip to the Chromatica one, which I've listened to. It's like an hour long. I love it. I love it. I love it. I also love um the show before the first show, a little like video diary talking to the video about what Chromatica is. And I'm glad she explained what Chromatica was because I was very confused for a very long time about what Chromatica was. Like I had no idea what the hell this album was about or what it was. I was just like listening to it, liking some of the songs, liking not a lot of the songs, whatever. She was like talking about how she was like she stopped smoking. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you stopped smoking. The last time I talked to you, you stopped smoking." But she's like, "I stopped smoking for real." But you didn't stop smoking because you said you started smoking again. You were chain smoking cigarettes on your porch before you were making this album. And then like the whole okay. It's like the more I talk about it, the more it like confuses me. The whole like Chromatica depression thing confuses me because maybe I just don't have the dates all mixed jumbled up. Because I'm like, after she won the Oscar, she went into Enigma. So you're chain smoking, being depressed while you're doing this like Vegas residency for like 2 years. It's just like it just didn't make sense. All while you're making Chromatica. It was very confusing. But like the smoking thing was like very confusing because like you said in Joanne you stopped smoking. And then you corrected during the Chromatica interview, you corrected Zane saying, "No, I really stopped. No, I never." She said she never continued smoking, but you did continue smoking because you were smoking right before you made this album or during this album, this Chromatica album. It was just like so confusing. I don't know, you guys. I'm just talking about random stuff at this point because random stuff that I've been just like watching and listening to. But I love that Chromatica album interview. She's like her voice is hella raspy and hella like inaudible at times. And she's just breaking down like every song and what they mean, and I just love when artists do that. Like the whole like promotion of music is kind of like gone, and people don't talk about their albums anymore. They're not talking about music anymore. They're just like putting it on um putting it out in the on social media, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's just like such a like, where's the Today Show? Where is the TRL? Well, there's not TRL. I didn't mean to say TRL. Why are people going to Kelly and Jennifer and Drew and singing their songs anymore? Like, it's so weird. It's it's a lost quote unquote art form that has just like gone astray at this point, and it's just so weird how like they just stopped doing it. Like, nobody goes on Jimmy Fallon anymore and sings. Like, am I tripping? Or am I missing out on the people that are like singing? Anyways, deep cuts. Oh, deep cuts off of A Star Is Born. I would have to say Digging in My Grave. I love that song so much. It's just like it feeds my soul. Look What I Found is good. I Don't Know What Love is amazing. Um, I think those would be the deep cuts that I would say. Deep cuts off of Chromatica. I also feel like this one, but Chromatica and Art Pop are kind of similar in the sense of pretty much two songs were really successful. The rest were like banished astray. And you know what I really hate? I'm so sick of coming across tweets talking about the demos are better than the originals or yada yada yada, and these stories about the label doesn't want to do this, and so Gaga was so influenced by this producer, and she ended up going with this song for that single. It's just like it's a mess. Plastic Doll, I love. Enigma is for me. Enigma was made for me. I love Enigma. Babylon, I always forget about Babylon. I do love Babylon. Actually, I really love Chromatica. Chromatica is a really good album. Um, that's all I got on here. Are you guys saying anything? Let me see. I don't think so. Where is? Can you guys see this stuff every time I pop up looking to see? I guess not. Okay, I guess that's all I gotta say. Um, a live album from the Chromatica tour. Oh, I've been watching like a bunch of like videos and of the Chromatica show, and just revisiting because I already like looked at pretty much all of them. I had stopped looking at. I had like I've only watched or listened to, because I'll be at work, the LA shows, the LA show. I only like once because I'm like I knew they had like recorded it, and I don't want to spoil myself because every show is you know similar, pretty much different. Than every show is pretty much different. So I'm like, I don't want to spoil what she says or how she sings this song a little differently or whatever, how she screams differently during Alice during the LA show. So I was just like, let me stay away. And I've pretty much stayed away from the LA show. Um, the San Francisco show where she talked about her, I remember that Frederick's mother. That was a really good show. Didn't she die? I think his mother died. Um, the Boston show where she's like, "Let's move" during Just Dance is my favorite. And I think she said it was hot Atlanta in Atlanta. Okay, I'm ready to hear it. My heart really goes out to the Miami people because I was like, I realized, oh, they were like, the show had like 20 minutes left because they ended it right during the Edge of Glory, right? And so I feel so bad for the Miamians, the Floridians in Miami who did not get to see the freaking show. Like, they were so close. Like, it wasn't like they stopped during the phone. It wasn't like they stopped during Free Woman. like they stopped at there was 3 more songs left. 4 more songs left, like a good 20-25 minutes. And it's like, damn, was the storm that bad? Please, okay, if you were at the Miami show, please let me know. Because I just remember like watching it like going crazy. Like there was a bad storm. So like, that Rain on Me clip, was that before or after though? And then after every okay, after her announcement, did you guys evacuate? Did you just stay in there and let the storm happen? Like it's so I'm confused. Or was like the storm coming as you guys were supposed to like evacuate? Because I just feel so bad for you guys. And I feel bad for her because this was her first tour in years. Like what? This is like her her third tour that she didn't officially finish. 2 tours she hadn't finished before, and it was just like so sad and so unfortunate that happened. But if you guys know why, please tell me why she keeps doing these, what's it called, Vegas shows. I mean, not piano and jazz shows. Like I get it, she has a jazz background, she loves jazz. It's probably like an easier show on her body and her like whole situation. What was that? To do and get through. But I was just like, lady, if you don't bust out in Free Woman, play and sing this little Just Dance, like I'm so sick of this. Honestly, the Chromatica Ball was my first like big concert, like in a stadium. And it really changed my life, honestly. And I'm like slightly addicted to it. I'm like ready for another Lady Gaga like dance show, not so much jazz and piano. That's why I'm not excited. I'm not going to Vegas to see a jazz and piano. I want to see her pop her pussy. Okay, this is the Dare Show podcast. I'm on Instagram at Mylovemyneedtonight. Leave a comment below. Let's exchange this excitement. Like I said, I'm now considering myself like a little monster. Because I had like gone through like shit at this point is what, like a decade or two almost of listening to her music and really enjoying her music. Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what this next album is gonna be about, if there is really a next album. I don't know. But I'm really excited to see what the future holds. And it's really like a relief that this concert film is coming out. Yeah, but this is gonna be so exciting. Bye. Thanks for that one person still sticking around. Listen.